So I've given you an overview of what's on the dashboard, but what is this dashboard actually showing you? So first up, you've got your bank accounts. So as I mentioned earlier, you can have all of your bank accounts here or just one, the main one, or however you want it to look. But basically it shows you your bank accounts, and what it's showing here is it's showing the balance in Xero, so what Xero thinks is in your bank, and then the statement balance as of the certain date. And then here it's showing you how many items need to be reconciled. And that basically means how many items need to be matched up or told how they need to be done, how they need to be processed. So from here, I can see that actually this bank's quite out of date because there's 29 items to reconcile. So when logging on to Xero, this would probably be one of my first jobs, is to come on here and reconcile whatever's in the bank, and we are going to cover that in a separate section, so that I can have up-to-date information. So at the moment, Xero thinks my bank balance is 924. My statement from the feed is saying it's 6,666. So that again is also quite a big difference, which is why I would start off by getting this reconciled to sort out that difference. And then you'd have all your other bank accounts, you'd be able to see those as well. You've then got invoices owed to you. So this is your sales. This is telling you what is owed to you as of right now, which is another reason why getting this reconciled first is a good idea, because this could be saying you've got 14 invoices unpaid, £14,000 worth of which are overdue, but they could actually be bits up here to say that your overdue invoice has been paid. It's just not been told yet to say that that payment in is for that invoice. So always reconcile first, and then this information will be more up to date and more current. But basically what this is saying is you've got a couple of draft invoices there that haven't been finalised and sent yet. You've got 14 that have been sent, and you are currently owed just under £20,500. As it said, that very well divided, £20,441 basically owed. On of that, 14,617 is overdue. And this is kind of saying how old they are when they're due in. So this week you're expecting in that 1,600, or that's due this week, that's due next week, and these are the ones that are overdue, and by how long roughly. Wherever you see the blue, there is a hyperlink through, and you can see more information. And that's the same with a lot of these, so hyperlinks, but not the blacks. And then the similar aspect to the sales, you've got what you owe, and again, it won't be up to date until you've reconciled, but basically you can see here that you've got 16 bills that are waiting to be paid. So that could be either receipts that you've processed or actual invoices from suppliers, 15 of which are overdue. So I reckon some of those are probably going to be receipts that you need to match up to payments over here. But basically you can see what you owe out and are owed in. And generally it's nicer when that is more than that. Although to be fair, if you get paid very quickly, or you're paid on like through card, if you're point of sale, for example, a shop, then you probably wouldn't have this invoices owed to you section, because you wouldn't have invoices because they're paid when people purchase, so you would turn that one off probably. You've also then got your expense claims. So if you're using expense claims, you've got an overview here of what you have to review, what you have to pay, who submitted, what they've got, and you can also create your own expense claims. Generally, as the owner of a business, you wouldn't use an expense claim. There are other ways to put in things that are paid personally by you out of your personal pocket. This would be more for your team to use if you have one. And then, as I mentioned, you've got the cash in and out, which is telling you literally the money in, cash in and cash out each month and the difference. So as I said before, it can be quite misleading because potentially that could be a VAT bill that's gone out. You could be thinking, oh my God, I've not made any money this month, but actually you have. It's just because your VAT bill's gone out. So you can keep an eye on that. That's probably more appropriate for people who aren't VAT registered and literally have money in and out, rather than paying and selling on credit. But it's up to you whether or not you want to keep it or not. And then you've got the account watch list. So when we go through to the chart of accounts, I'll show you how to set this up. But this account watch list is basically where you can keep an eye on certain accounts that you want to keep a very close eye on. A lot of people use this for particular things that they're tracking. So it could be a specific sales line, or it could be a specific expense line, something that you're trying to keep to a budget on, not spend on. Some people use this. I personally use this for my director's own account, so I can see how much money I've taken out of the business, both year to date and on a month by month basis, and keep an eye on that as well. So it all depends on what you are interested in looking at. A lot of people don't use it, but if there is something specific that you are tracking month on month or year on year, then you are able to use this as an easy at a glance look to see where you are during the month and during the year. So that's an overview of what the dashboard is telling you. This is your central hub, and everything can be accessed from here. And as I said before, you can click on the dashboard to come back to it.